Hey, it's Kim Commando Today, your daily podcast to keep you up to date with all things digital and beyond. And I'd love to have you be a part of our podcast. You can make an appointment to speak with me. Just head over to commando.com, and on the top right, there's a button that says Email Kim. Fill that out, and that's it. So have you noticed the brofication of Mark Zuckerberg? Have you noticed what they were doing to him? I mean, the guy, he's no longer sitting on phone books drinking out of a sippy cup in front of all of the congressmen in Washington, D.C. Look at the guy. He's built. He's no longer wearing just gray shirts every single day. He's got that curly hair going on. He's got the gold chain. Have you noticed this?
Didn't he learn Taekwondo or some martial art as well?
Yeah, he got ripped.
Yeah.
He looks way better. He looks more like a human man instead of a robot.
Yeah, he does. So I was thinking, you know what, Andrew? There's hope for you yet. We can do this with you. We can work together.
All I need is $1 billion. That's all it'll take.
Mark Zuckerberg. How much is that guy worth now? What?
He's the second richest man now, because Meta stock went up and he surpassed somebody. So I think he's number 2.
Wow, I'll tell you. Yeah, and you know that old joke. It's where a boy walks up to Mark Zuckerberg and the boy says to Mark, "My daddy said that you're stealing all of our information." And Mark Zuckerberg looks at the little boy and says, "He's not your dad."
You know that old joke? How long's Facebook been around for that to be an old joke?
Long enough, honestly.
Long enough.
Long enough.
And you see, on that happy note, welcome. It's Kim Commando Today. It's your fun podcast about all things digital. That's right. And make sure that I think it's Allie's turn to say, subscribe. Come on, Al. Tell them to do
hit that
it.
subscribe button. That's how you get new issues of this podcast. And we're almost to 100,000. So if you help us, that would feel so great. You don't even have to watch anything, but please watch things.
Yes, exactly. Because we are this close to getting 100,000 subscribers. And when we do, you know what?
We're going to have a party.
That tells Google that we are good stuff. Mm-hmm. And so they'll actually show our content to more people. So we're trying to game the algorithm. In addition to that, we get this fabulous plaque. Andrew, how big is this plaque?
It's plaque-sized.
Your standard plaque.
What's funny is the one where you get for 100,000 is probably this big. It's pretty big. But when you get to 100 million, it's this big. It's very small, but it has a red diamond in the middle of it.
Ooh.
And we're not close to 100 million.
We have a lot of people who are listening audio, so you have to explain how this big is, because they didn't quite see you doing your hands in that action.
Cereal box, the size of a cereal box, does that create enough of a visual for you?
Yeah, that would be good.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be good. So is that the 100,000 or is that the 100 million?
That's the 100,000. The 100 million one is much smaller. It's really weird. And there's only I think 15 channels that have that, including Coco Melon.
Coco Melon. Yes. Skibbity Toilet probably does too.
Probably.
And here we are creating great content that does not include toilets. Well, sometimes there is potty. So, Andrew, what do you have for us today?
We have surveillance and facial recognition in schools, and parents are trying to get it banned.
Ooh. And then, of course, joining us is Allie. So, Allie, what do you have for us?
We're talking travel today. So 2025 travel trends. This year, 2024, was all about sleep tourism. Those thousands of dollars to go get a good night's rest. So what's coming next year?
Yes, we would love to have that. I'd like to have a sleep vacation. That would be so nice. So nice.
I don't think you're a sleep vacationer, Kim.
No, I couldn't do that.
What
I'm
about
not really much of a vacationer.
What about a sleep podcast? We just go live and then I'll take a nap. It'll be experimental.
That guy that we had on who reads Wikipedia articles?
We could just listen to him. It'll be a cross promotion.
That's all we have to do. Hey, we gave away the iPhone 16 to Patricia.
And I really appreciate it. I know you said I couldn't win, but it's really nice that I won it. It was really cool. Thank you.
Okay, Patty.
Yes.
Patricia.
But now we're giving away an iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence baked in. And so if you have not already entered to win this one, come on. What are you waiting for? Head over to winfromkim.com. Once again, that's winfromkim.com. Winfromkim.com. See how that works? Mm-hmm. All right. Here are some things that you need to talk about with your family members and friends to make sure that they are tech smart and aware and never left tech behind. First of which, I don't know if you noticed or you heard that there was an outage this past week with Verizon. Did you guys know about that?
Yep.
Okay.
Heard about it.
You knew about that because we talked about it. And I don't know if you've noticed, but everybody else is radio silent. Nobody's coming forward. Why did Verizon go down? What really happened? And first, Verizon said that customers only in Chicago were affected. And then they're saying like, okay, well, maybe it was Los Angeles and San Francisco, most of California, Phoenix, Denver, St. Louis, Atlanta, New York, New Jersey, even Washington, D.C.
Oh, just a couple of the most major cities across the entire country?
It's fine.
But if you notice, nobody's talking about it. Nobody's coming forward saying like it was a software error. It was a human glitch. Okay. My theory is that Verizon got hacked. A cyber attack. And somebody tried to put some malicious signals over to their cell phone towers that knocked the whole crapperoo down. And so that people who had Verizon just didn't have any cell phone coverage for hours and hours. What do you think?
What do you think? 6, 7, 8 months before we actually hear the truth on this, if it was a cyber attack?
And then maybe that's when we'll also hear like, oh, they also got customer records.
Uh-oh.
Okay, I don't know if they did, but it always seems to work out that way. Let's move to license plate reader systems. License plate reader systems. Now, I am intimately familiar with license plate reader systems.
Because you speed a lot?
Okay, there is that. Okay. But, every time I go through Paradise Valley, I go,
hi.
And cheese. Because you don't really have to pay those tickets. People don't know that. You can just.
This is not legal advice.
I'm not sure we should say that.
Podcast.
No,
do not do anything she says to do.
Yes, I think you should pay every ticket. But if you read the ticket, it actually says this is not a ticket somewhere at the very bottom. It is, but it's up to you to pay the ticket if you really want to pay the ticket. But the reason why I bring up license plate reader systems that they were, obviously used to track cars and things like that. The reason why I'm familiar with it, Andrew, is not because I speed, and I don't ever through Paradise Valley, Arizona. And I want to say a big hello to Mike, that Paradise Valley policeman who pulled me over the other day. Mike, good job. Good job, Mike.
Why would he pull you over if you don't speed?
He wanted to ask if this was the Kim Commando show or the podcast.
Got you.
You know why? Because he pulled me over because he said that my front window in my car was tinted. And you're not allowed to tint the front windshield. You're not allowed to do that. So I politely asked if I could get out of the car. And I said,
You just ran? You just
I don't
took off
see
down the road?
that it's... I know. I said, I don't see that it's tinted. I mean... And he said, well, did you get the windows tinted? I said, of course, everybody in Arizona gets their windows tinted. And he said, well, it looks like the front windshield is tinted. And I said, it comes from the factory like this. So good job, Mike. Good job. Okay. Anyway, license plate readers. I have one outside of our front gates.
Whoa. You personally own a license plate reader for your own property?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, I do. So we capture the license plates going up the hill and down the hill, up the hill and down the hill.
And what do you do with that information?
Because it gets stored, it gets saved in case you ever need it. So because, when we got targeted by the Chilean gangs, makes you think like, wow, we better have like really super duper security. They're not very expensive anyway. But the reason why I bring up license plate readers is that now when you are getting captured with your license plate is that information is being fed into some database. And so if you have like political stickers on the back of your car, on your bumper that say like, Harris or Trump or whatever, is that's now being tied to your profile of what political affiliation that you are.
So they're selling it.
Oh, yeah.
Of course.
Are you going to sell the ones you collect?
I was just thinking I should be selling this information.
Your revenue stream.
God, what? I must be sleeping at the wheel here. What's going on? Meanwhile, have you seen Mark Zuckerberg in his big, thick glasses, the new glasses?
Mm-hmm. Looks like such a dork.
Looks like like we used to call them like two Coca-Cola bottles,
Right.
right in front of your face. Well, two Harvard students, they figured out that they could do some really wild things using these glasses. That when they see somebody walking down the street, is that they can use AI, and then it would automatically identify who that person is, where they work, where they live, and all these other type of stats. Scary, right?
So scary. Kim, I think that, like, for me and you, there's an extra level of, like, creepy. Like, think about some creepy dude. We're out taking a, like, I think that it's like a stalking tool. That's so frightening.
You don't think anyone wants to stalk me?
Well, I don't know. I can't say.
All right.
I can't say.
I feel left out here.
I won't say.
Now, this was an official software from Meta, though. This was outsourced. They're not going to sell this and market this. Yeah.
They're not going to market it yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Well,
Fair
and
enough.
these guys said, we're not going to release this. We did this basically to prove that this is possible with this tech. But, somebody's out there developing that to sell.
If they did it, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, but if two Harvard students can do this, doesn't it make sense that, like, our government, the Pentagon, the CIA, would also have this type of technology? So, like, when there is a public event, like a rally or something like that, that they would be able to, like, scan the crowd to see if there was any kind of weird stuff, weirdos in the crowd.
And if you don't think Meta's doing it in the background where you're not seeing it, you're not seeing the results, just that information is being sent back to some big database, that's going to happen as well.
Yeah.
All right, now we're going to talk about advertising. And let's just face it, we love advertising. We do. All of us love advertising. Do you know why? Because advertising pays the bills, okay? And it allows us to do what we do. But somehow when we start talking about streaming and advertising, that it's not so good. So let's talk about Amazon Prime. That if you don't want ads in your videos that you're watching with Amazon Prime, it's going to cost you an extra $36 a year. $36 a year. So right now you're seeing about 3 minutes of ads per hour, which that's not bad.
No.
I mean, really, when you think about it, it's not that bad. Now, next year, they say they're going to raise it to 6 minutes per hour because Disney Plus and Netflix, they're showing anywhere between 4 and 5.5 minutes per hour in ads. 6 minutes an ad, how do you feel about that?
So I'll tell you this. My 10-year-old said to me on the drive home from school, from his grandma's a couple days ago, Dad, I don't like the fact that Disney Plus has merged with Hulu. Now, I don't even know if this is a fact that he's giving me.
What an astute thing for a young man to say.
And I said, why? He said, well, now that they're working in conjunction, this is a 10-year-old, with Hulu, I'm getting ads on a portion of the Disney Plus shows. And I don't like it. I don't like ads. Then he said, we pay for that service. Ooh. Yeah, we pay for that service and we should not be getting ads. Can you please upgrade so I don't have to watch the ads?
This was a sales pitch?
Yes. This was the entire drive home.
And how did you answer him?
No.
All right,
you need to watch the ads.
Yeah, I said,
you need to get the ads.
Yeah, I said, what is it, a couple of minutes? I said, back in my day, when I was a kid, and I just said it's part of it. We buy the lower tier. We have to watch a couple of ads. And then I actually explained to him, like you said. I said, when you're listening to Daddy on the radio, you hear all those commercials. That's what buys the Disney Plus that you're trying to get me to pay more for.
Yeah, and are you on one station now? One still?
Number one radio morning show in the Valley. Yes, just one.
I know. No, actually, you do a fabulous job. You do. I just give you a hard time about that because I'm on. I don't know, 700, 800, 900 stations.
Yeah,
900 we're up to.
That's way too many commercials.
I wanted to watch Hamlet on a streaming platform.
Hamlet?
And then, I didn't know which one it was on until I started doing some research. And I was like, is it on, is it Tubi or not Tubi? Get it?
I get it.
Yeah, we get it.
It's a Shakespeare. But at no point were you ever in the last 40 years sitting there going, man, I really want to watch Hamlet.
That's the least Kim Commando watch I could think of.
Right.
Oh, no. Yeah, Hamlet was I tried. Barry wanted me to watch it. I was like, I can't. I don't think I lasted 3 minutes. I was like, this is just.
Well, you also are getting it from Barry. He's probably making you watch the one with Laurence Olivier that was filmed in the 30s.
Black and white. Totally.
That's true. Yeah, this thing on my shirt's driving me nuts.
It's still there?
It's like the dry cleaner like stapled this. Look at this piece of paper, and then stapled it to the shirt's like little tag on the inside.
And so is the staple still in your shirt?
Yeah, it is. I gotta get that out. I gotta tell her not to staple stuff inside. This dry cleaner, she's a trip.
Why?
She is just a trip. She's so funny. So I pull up in my G-Wagon, right? And I got all the dry cleaning, and I go bring it in, and I drop it up. And she looks at me, she says, and she's from Vietnam. And she says, "Oh, you rich lady."
Oh my gosh.
She said, "What do you do? You rich?" And I said, "I work hard." She goes, "Me too." She said, "But I don't drive a nice car like that." And so I go back in. She sends me a text, and she says, "I found $100 in your husband's jeans."
Oh, wow.
And she said, when you come back in, come get the $100. So I go to pick up the dry cleaning, and I said, "So where's my $100?" She goes, "Oh, let me get the envelope." So she brings me the envelope, and inside the envelope is like $19.75. And I said, "You said it was $100." She says, "Oh, it was. She said, "But did somebody steal from you?"
They stole 81 of the $100 bill.
And I said, "They didn't steal from me. They stole from you. It was in your possession." So she's like, she says, no. She says, that's it. She says, no. They steal from you, not from me. And I told her, I said, "Listen, I want $100 credit, okay? Or at least $80 credit on all the dry cleaning because they stole from you." She said, No, you rich lady. You don't need that money."
Oh, wow.
So and then I had my house cleaner drop off the dry cleaner the next time. And Christy comes back to the house, and she's laughing. And she goes, the dry cleaning lady thought I was the nanny. And that she went through this whole story about how you probably have 4 to 6 kids at home with your older husband. And that's how you got the money, is that you married an old rich dude.
You're a sugar baby.
We've all suspected it.
Oh, she is. I'm telling you, she's just a trip. So anyway, I got to talk to her about not stapling the stuff on the inside.
And not stealing from you.
Yes, exactly.
It was somebody else.
Somebody steal from you. Somebody. No, they steal from me. They stole from you, lady. They did. God. Hey, it's Kim Commando Today. It's your fun podcast about all things digital. And just a reminder, if you want to get the Kim Commando Show as a podcast, that's really simple to do. Wherever you get your podcast, just search for Commando with a K, and that's where you can get the Kim Commando Show. All right, so it is back to school time.
Yep.
Well, aren't the kids now on fall break already here in
Arizona? Yeah, but traditionally, beginning of September, first week of September on the East Coast, and other parts of the country, that's when school starts. And an education coalition is getting together with parents and students across the country. And they've actually put together a platform where they're asking schools to ban facial recognition software in all the schools. They're saying they don't have to ban any cameras, but that facial recognition software goes way too far. They have a couple of arguments. The first one we've kind of talked about in the past with like CVS and Walgreens, where some facial recognition software has issues with people of color, where it will identify someone incorrectly. And it only does that incorrect identification because they are black. So that's their first issue. The second issue is they don't want the students to be tracked with the facial recognition software. They don't want them to know who they're talking to, where they're going throughout the day on campus, and they want it to be banned. And my response is, you're in public, and this is technology. This is something you're just going to have to deal with and accept.
So why do the schools say that they need it?
They're saying it's for security. They're leaning on the security side.
Well, I mean, isn't security why we have those license plate readers that now also track all this data that's being sold? It's a slippery slope, right? Once you let it in, and I don't know, do we trust that these companies are always going to do the right things with it?
No, we don't trust anybody. But when the technology is out there, we're going to use technological advancements in every way we can. And this is a public place. It's one of the most public places. It's owned by the state or the county or whoever runs the district.
Yeah, you're right.
And you have no expectation of privacy, whether they're identifying you, if they're seeing what brand gum you have in your pocket. There is no privacy when you're in public.
No, and that's really the truth. I mean, that's really the bottom line, is that you don't have any expectation of privacy when you are in a public situation, in a public place, and then that's a public school. It would be interesting to do a deep dive and see where the data is truly going and what they're doing with it. How long do they save it? And has it really helped make the schools more secure? I mean, because I'll tell you, if I had a kid in school right now, Andrew, you have two, is that I would be so nervous. You don't want to think about school shootings, but it just seems it's a fact of life right now, is that, it used to be like when we all went to school, you'd go to school at 3:00, you'd come home, and, the next day you did the same thing. And I don't think parents really worried too much about it.
Yeah.
Andrew, is that something that concerns you?
No, I mean, you think about it, you look at the amount of schools, the amount of students, and the amount of school shootings that happen. It's a very, very, very small percentage. I am not in any way trying to minimize it. But it's not something, I mean, my children are more in danger of getting in the car with me and driving around the busy streets of Phoenix, Arizona than they are of getting shot at their own school. Now, because of that, though, because of the school shootings we've had in the country, many schools are proactive. There are 4 layers, 4 doors you have to get through at my kid's school before you can even get near a classroom. Yeah. And that's because of school shootings. Unfortunately, it is. That has heightened the security, but it's not something I think about on a daily basis.
Well, facial recognition, it's happening all over. I mean, we're going to be talking about traveling. I mean, it's no great secret. When you go through Phoenix Sky Harbor Airport, which we all have, and or really any airport, especially internationally, is that there are these long, long hallways that, you're like, gosh, could they make it, any longer in order to get? I mean, we're going around left and right and this, especially when you're walking through Heathrow. I mean, it seems like it's at least 1.5 miles from the gate to where you can even show your passport. But, it's all there because of security and because of facial recognition, so that this way they can verify who's getting on the plane and who's getting off the plane. And it's just, I don't know. It just seems to be a fact of life at this point, doesn't it?
But think about this, though. In a real world scenario, I'm in this chair right now. I'm on camera. I'm on security cameras here in this building. I walk out of this building. I'm going to be on camera. I get in my car and go through an intersection. I'm going to be on camera. I will be on camera for my entire commute, including at my own front door, because I have cameras until I walk in my house. It's just the world in 2024. We are always on camera, and some of those cameras are going to identify who I am.
Absolutely, they are. Yeah, all along the way.
Did you see the Ring camera? The video going viral this past week? It's a woman was, I don't know, 45 weeks pregnant.
Oh yeah.
And she was leaving her front door, and as soon as she walks out the front door, her water breaks. She sits down and has the baby.
Wow.
It's all on the Ring camera.
I gotta watch that.
Yeah,
the miracle of life.
There are screenshots of it. The ones are funny, Kim. They had another kid, like a little baby, but who could walk, like that age.
Toddler.
Walking around, like all in front of the
giving birth.
Yeah, just like hanging out outside while mom's having the baby.
What you doing?
Yeah, what you doing? It is Kim Commando today. It's your great podcast about all things digital. And wow, we are getting so many voice memos. I love, love, love these. Okay, here's what happens. You have a question on your mind, or you have a comment, or you want to, I don't know more about something or someone. And then what you do is just pick up your phone, do a voice memo, And then make sure that you say who you are, your name, and your city and state, because this way we can help identify you when we're going through all the calls. And then you can just send that voice memo to podcasts@komando.com. Send that to podcasts@komando.com. We are getting so many great ones. We used a few in the show this past weekend. And there's Gary. Hi, Gary. Gary watches and listens all the time. And Gary sent, I think he sent two. I know it's Gary because he always says it's Whitney. He always says it's Whitney. And he calls you Adam.
Yeah, okay. Oh. Then he does listen a lot if he still has those jokes in his back pocket.
Yeah, that's true.
So, hi, Gary. We like your voice memos. So, what do you got for us today, Al? Travel
trends. Can we get... You probably do too, Andrew, with radio stuff. We get so many press releases. Mm-hmm. And I got one. This is in all the pages. 10 pages from Hilton.
10-page press release?
Gosh.
A 10-page press release with, these are the travel trends of 2025.
Is the number one trend staying at a Hilton?
Yes, it is, Andrew.
Oh, wow. How did I guess
How did you guess? Yeah. So,
no. That is amazing.
What a coincidence.
This thing truly is like... They were trying so hard to make terms that are going to go viral. Like, you can feel it in this. And we're going to talk about some of those. I was going to do this as a, guess what's real, guess what's not.
Okay.
But they're all so silly.
Then we wouldn't get any of them right?
No, probably not.
Or you would fix it so Kim wins?
I have a copy of that right here, but I didn't print it out.
Okay. So, first up on our list is soft travel.
Soft travel?
Has nothing to do with the
hard travel.
I guess, yeah. So this is when you are getting rid of that unrealistic social media expectation of a perfect planned vacation, and you're just going to be simple and spontaneous.
Like all travel?
I have never heard that term ever in my entire life.
It's because they made it up, Kim. This whole thing is made up terms, but apparently this is how people talk about travel now.
So that would mean if you were trying to live up to the Instagram hype of a vacation, that's hard travel?
Sure.
Sure? Okay.
Okay. Astrotourism is the new name for, remember when everybody went to drive to see an eclipse?
That's astrotourism?
Okay. Okay, I would have thought astrotourism was I'm going to go be like the second group of people who do spacewalks.
Well, it is, but nobody can actually afford that. So we have to give it a meaning that regular people can do.
So if you're going for something that has to do with something in the sky,
yes,
that is so limited to things you could possibly do.
Or one of their examples is you could visit the National Air and Space Museum in Chantilly, Virginia, where a Hilton happens to be located. Okay.
That's so great.
This is in our sleep travel section because sleep tourism is a big thing. Herkle-durkling.
I did that once, got caught on camera at school.
Say that again. What?
Herkle-durkling. So this is a...
Okay, wait. Before you say it. Okay.
Herkle-durkling.
Andrew, I want you to define Herkle-durkling or whatever.
What is Herkle-durkling?
Oh, Herkle-durkling. I have no idea.
It sounds like a Swedish guy.
Right. I was going to say, is it going to vacation with the Swedish chef? Bergen. What is Herkle-durkling?
Kim, what do you think? You got anything?
It sounds dirty. No matter what it is.
Is it like we're going to the ranch in Nevada, Hilton there with all the women?
The ranch.
Yes.
Where the prostitutes are?
Oh, yes. No.
Give her the old Herkle-durkle and tip her $80.
It is a Scottish phrase. It's when you intentionally lounge in bed all day.
Shut up, Hilton. I had no reason.
Now I don't want to stay at a Hilton ever again in my entire life.
I had no reason to hate Hilton until Herkle and Durkle.
Okay, then we've got slow travel, which is not the same as soft travel. Slow travel essentially just seems to be that you spend a long time there. Okay.
You intentionally have a 4-hour layover?
Yeah, something like that. What if you want to take a solo vacation, which we used to just call that solo travel, I guess.
Yeah.
Now, no, those are the me-mooners.
Me-mooners. So instead of going a honeymoon.
You know why? Because you got the baby moon.
Baby moon. No, this is a me-mooner.
Is it okay if I Herkle-durkle while I'm on my me-moon?
I think you should. But But if you're on your Me Moon, you are not going to take your Frolic, who is your
friend, colleague. Okay, got that one. At least that one makes somewhat sense.
Yeah, kinda.
People are also taking a lot of leisure trips, which is business and leisure together.
I thought it was going to be a leisure trip with a black person.
No. Andrew, would you, as my Frolic, would you like to go do some leisure with me?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll have to ask the HR first, see if we can get that cleared.
I don't think that's going to be cleared. And finally,
Herkle-jerkle.
we are not going to herkle-durkle on this trip.
Put an eye out.
And finally, for the people that are saying, you know what, I don't like to drink as much anymore, Hilton's now offers something called tempo drinking, which is essentially taking more time between alcoholic beverages. I'm done.
Okay. All right. You know what? This is like the stupidest thing I think I've ever seen in a press release, but it worked because we're talking about it.
I know. And that's the thing. Everybody else is too. I saw this crap on so many websites. It works. Well done, Hilton. You got us.
That's just because AI takes every single press release that they get and turns it into an article.
Well, that's true. But from publications that you wouldn't expect, just crap. Like this.
Okay, so we should come up with our own terms, like our own tech terms.
I think we should.
They don't have to make sense. They can be anything.
I mean, what could we, instead of saying like, SOS on your iPhone, what could we call that? I mean, what could be that?
How about instead of even a word, we could just do a sound like, we could just do that.
That's the sound you make when you herkle-durkle. Yeah. Maybe we could try to think of terms for like things that would take a long time to explain. You know those like German words where they have one word that means like a light coating of snow on the valley?
Oh, like Farfignuken?
Exactly,
right.
yeah.
Yes.
Okay, that's our homework.
I think we should do that.
Let's think of some tech terms. Yeah.
Yeah, and if anybody has any, we would love for you to do that voice memo. This is the perfect opportunity for you to send us a voice memo. And how to do that, just go ahead and just search for voice memo on ChatGPT and it kind of walk you through all the steps. It's really easy. I mean, on your iPhone, you have a voice memo app. Okay, so just search for voice memo and then the voice memo. And then you have that little box with the arrow. And then after you record it, you just hit that little arrow and you send that to podcasts@komando.com. Podcasts with an S @komando.com. We want to hear your herkle-jerkles and freaking walkings, something like that. Hey, it's Kim Komando today. Make sure that you like, subscribe, follow. We need that from you. Come on. If you laugh just once at one of my great jokes, I mean, just amazing. I mean, like, for example, like, how do you rescue a dying monitor with a screensaver? Oh, yeah. That's why we like people to just put in the comments. That was a great joke, Kim Komando.
Great joke, Kim Komando.
Or if you have a better joke, you can leave it in the comments, too.
Yeah, it has to be better than that one. No matter what the joke is, it has to be better.
All right, what do you got, Andrew?
So we got a bad thing going on the internet. There are over 200,000 videos that are being posted of people faking the rescue of animals to then ask for money to support those animals after they do it. And the worst part is that there was a website that went out and got a bunch of veterinarians and they had them watch the videos, and the vets believe that the people are the ones that are putting these animals in peril.
Oh my gosh.
So that they then can rescue them.
Are they really?
Yes.
That's awful.
It is awful. So if you are online and you're searching, the biggest one, the most viral one is a cat that looks to be deceased, but it's still alive, but it's injured. And there's surrounded by all of its kittens. And they're all crying for help. And then the social media person runs in and saves all the cats. They believe that the person that saved the cats actually drugged the mom cat so they could create the content.
Oh, that's awful.
Oh, that's so awful.
Really?
Yes. And the problem is that people are getting success from it. So then, of course, there are copycats. And this is now happening all over social media.
Oh, that's awful.
Do not support any of these content creators if you see these videos.
So people are liking and commenting and
then
doing whatever
donating.
they want to?
because they're
Oh,
you
they're
know people how
donating.
love their pets. The pet industry is a
Yeah.
multi-billion
for
dollar industry.
Yeah.
And so when you tug at their heartstrings that you've saved a cat, and the number, was interesting. The number one animal that's being used in these videos is cats. The number two is primates.
What?
Ahead of dogs.
Where are people getting access to
Primates
primates?
I don't know. But this is happening all over the internet. Like I said, they're saying over 200,000 different instances.
I would say, too, if you see these, don't comment this is fake. That's
Right.
just another sign to keep it going viral. Like, you can report it
Yeah.
if you want. You
Right.
can, usually there's that little 3-dot button. You can click that and report.
Flag the content.
Yeah.
And you know, then there are also all the AI fakes with the Hurricane Helene. I've actually put one in the newsletter because it was this little girl and she's just so distraught holding her puppy, and there's like a rescue boat behind her. And the reason why I grabbed this is that it's actually on my Facebook feed as like, oh, well, you know, look at this poor little girl and look how the pup. And I'm like, it's so AI. I mean, you can
so
look at this
fake.
picture.
Yeah.
It's so fake. I mean, the little girl's coloring, like she's like tan on one part of her face and she's not tan on the other, but she does have 5 fingers. So, you know,
She does. And it's a cute little
we're
puppy.
getting a lot better.
That's how they
We're
get
getting
you.
a lot better.
No matter what they do,
I-
they'll find something and try to scam us with it.
Yeah.
You know, my rescue dog has no legs,
Really?
so I named her Cigarette.
Cigarette?
And every night we go out for a drag.
Oh, God.
My gosh.
Horrible.
That's terrible.
I'm going to have to go save that dog. And then make a video of it and make money
Terry,
off of it.
why are you laughing? Okay, why?
I mean, it's pretty funny.
I know it was bad, but you know what? That was very callous, but I didn't want to end the podcast on a sad note.
Okay, good.
You know?
Oh, so you went sadder?
So I thought, you know, we could save it. We could save this podcast and leave people inspired and uplifted.
There
With
you
a
go.
legless dog.
Yeah, liven it up with you pulling a legless dog all around your neighborhood.
Named Cigarette.
We might have to
For a
cut
drag.
that. We might have to cut that.
Oh, we might.
This program is a copyrighted production of Westar Multimedia Entertainment and protected by the copyright laws. Any rebroadcast or use of this program for commercial, business, economic, or financial purposes without the written permission of Westar Multimedia Entertainment is strictly prohibited.